So today, 2nd of June 2020, we shall be reciting from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Text 27, or maybe 28. Let us see what it is. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nasuprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtuki. So by the Anukampa and mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all Vaishnavas around, we are in a position to continue our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Tato abhavan mahatatvam avyaktat kalachoditat vijnanatmanatma deha stam vishwam vyanjam statmonudah. Tataha, thereafter, abhavat, came into existence, mahat, supreme, tatvam, sum total, avyaktat, from the unmanifested, kala chodita, by the interaction of time, vijnana atma, unalloyed goodness, atma dehastam, situated on the bodily self, vishwam, complete universes, Vagnam, Vayagnajan, manifesting, Tamaha, Nudaha, the supreme light. Translated and purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Thereafter, influenced by the interaction of eternal time, the supreme sum total of matter, called the Mahatattva, became manifested. And in this Mahatattva, the unalloyed goodness, the Supreme Lord showed the seed of universal manifestation out of His own body. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Salakaya Chakshumritam Nam Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Mano Vaishnava Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayam Tadadi Padantikam Pandeham Sri Guru Shadapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapti Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishamanushude Devi Pranamami Hari Puri Vangsha Kalpataru Vesha Kripa Sindhu Eva Chopadidana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. I think in invocation I missed some line maybe. I believe so. So we are hearing Tato abhavan mahatattvam avyaktat kala choditat vignan atma dehastam vishwam vyanjanas anumodah Vishwam Vyanjan Tamo Nudaha. So, we are hearing the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura, and continuing from the last sloka, that how the one planet portion of Lord Sri Krishna become Purushavatara, explaining himself then again of the to another Purushavatara, and by the influence that everything happened. So he says, influenced by the interaction of eternal time. Now, as I said, time is a boundary. Time is a factor that will manifest and maintain the time. From the time, what happened? Supreme sum total matter, which is known as Mahatattva, became manifested. And in this Mahatattva, the unalloyed goodness, the Supreme Lord showed the seed of universal manifestation out of His own body. Very difficult, isn't it? How in Mahatattva everything was there? So just to understand, an example, very, very raw and maybe very third class example. If you have a credit card A simple credit card, right? Looking just a piece of plastic. But it has so much of potency that you can buy so many things from so many places, even abroad. You can buy so many things from so many places just because of the card. So that card has a potency to pay in dollar, to pay in rupee, to pay in reals, dirhams, Australian dollar, pound sterling, euros. That one simple card, so much potency. So similarly, the Mahatattva has all the ingredients in it, and it manifests when the Lord is impregnate. And what is impregnate over here? That you set a limit for your card. Either putting the money or going to the bank and saying, please give me this limit. 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. And if you want more, then you can put your own money. So this Mahatattva is like that. So the Mahatattva impregnates, and then everything came into being. Okay. Now, the question comes, right? The hen came first or the egg came first? In Mahatattva, hen is also there, egg is also there, they all sprout. They just came from Mahatattva. Now they were in a different form, maybe in gaseous form, maybe in air form, maybe in watery form, any form, bioma form, any form, but as soon as they touch the material nature, they exhibit their swarupa. And that's why nobody can say who came first. Everything is simultaneous. All right? So this is what we have to understand. Let us see what Prabhupada is saying. Prabhupada says, in due course of time, the impregnated material energy was manifested. First, as the total material ingredients, भूमिर आपन वारो, भूमिर आपन लोभायो खमनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकारम यदि में भिन्ना प्रकृतस्तता, and then knowledge acquiring senses, working senses and senses object, they all. Everything takes its own time to fructify, and therefore the word kala chodita, influenced by time. That is a set principle, set by the Lord, how things will happen. So Prabhupada says, is used herein. The Mahatattva is the total consciousness because a portion of it is represented in everyone as the intellect. So intellect, either in human being or in animals, those who are conscious of it, so this intelligence, the intellect is there in everyone. Mahatattva is directly connected with the supreme consciousness of the Supreme Being. Like our body is conscious because of the Anu Atma, fundamental part of the Lord. Similarly, the total consciousness of Mahatattva, where the Prakriti has come out, it is because of the consciousness of the Supreme Being, Supreme Lord, Krishna to be precise. Prabhupada says, but still it appears as matter. Isn't it? It appears as matter. The Mahatattva, or shadow of pure consciousness, is the germinating place of all creation. So just see, even in the shadow of the Lord is so potent enough. And our shadow, we can't do anything with the shadow. Shadow will act according to Bimba and Pratibimba, that what we are, depending upon where, which light, which we are facing. And the Bimba will always at the back. Or back of the Bimba, the light. Back of the light, not in front of the light. But see here, the shadow of the Lord is of the pure consciousness which germinate the place of all creation. Now, in further we are going to read it in creation, too much, too many details. And I'm sure by the end we'll not remember anything because too technical. Further Prabhupada says, it is pure goodness with the slight addition of the material mode of passion. And therefore, activity generated from this point. So everything by the Lord, for the Lord, and for His enjoyment. We are nimitta matra. You know, if you ever play chess, the pawn is the smallest unit in the chessboard. Pawn is the smallest unit in the chessboard, but if the player plays it properly, it can kill the knight, a rook, a camel, and even a queen, depending where it places. So similarly, we are the pawn in the chessboard. Where Krishna places us, we don't know. But here our karmas take place. And according to our karma, the Lord will place us in a proper place that we may enjoy for some time and then get frustrated anyway. So these are the understanding how the creation really takes place. Amazing, really. I myself find it amazing. Then how to explain? If I myself get not disturbed, but amazed, then it's very, very difficult to explain. As yesterday, we are hearing the purport that the Krishna can perform all the acts of all the senses with one sense. Isn't it? For us, we cannot speak with our ear, with our hand. Sometimes we can put the sign, but there's not speaking. So we cannot speak from the hand and the legs and the knees and the neck and the hair. No, we cannot do that. Similarly, we cannot see through our nose, through our hands, through our legs, through our belly, through our forehead, through our hair. We cannot do that. Or we cannot smell through our ear. So we have a specific, the senses doing a specific job. And sometimes one sense doing two kinds of job, and sometimes two jobs are given to one sense. What do you believe? Like seeing. Seeing is one object, right? But God has given two eyes. One object, seeing, just one, two objects. Hearing is also one job. Hearing one job, but He has given 2 ears. Smelling, one job. He has given 2 nostrils. But look at the tongue. One tongue. Here, eyes are 2, nostrils are 2, ears are 2, but here one tongue. 2 jobs. Tasting and vibrating. Speaking. Isn't it? Tasting and vibrating. So sometimes one sense given the 2 jobs, and one job is given for the 2 senses. Amazing, right? It's amazing. But Krishna can perform the act. And he doesn't need to endeavor, right? He doesn't know to make a plan. He doesn't know to go to the bank and draw the money and call out for the Vishwakarma or Maya demon to make the architectural drawing and tell him, no, he can make. And if you don't believe his architectural drawings, go sometime to the hill, on the top of the hill, and then see what a scenery, what a color, what a mesmerizing scene, and how beautiful the cool breeze comes. And it enlivens you to the fullest extent. In the man who is very sick, if you go to those places, he will cure. That is the beauty of Krishna. But he is karta. And whatever we see is karya. He is karta, and whatever sees a karya, but Krishna never claims, look, this what I have done. Look, this what I have done. Look, this we have done. And we are also karta. And what we saw, we don't see our karya, we say, look at me. Look at me. Aham Ishwar. Aham Bhogi. Aham Balwan. Aham Sukhi. Only I. Vayam Yuyam, no, aham, yuyam, vayam. Everything is me, mine. Look at it, beautiful, how nicely the Krishna has impregnated Mahatattva, and this whole material creation came into existence. So let me take to the quickly text, next text also. सोऽपि अंसगुणा कालात्मा भगवान् दृष्टिगोचरः आत्मानं व्यकरोदात्मा विश्वस्यास्य शिश्रिक्षया सः महतत्व अपि also अंसः पुरुषः planetary expansion guna chiefly the quality of ignorance Kala, the duration of time, Atma, full consciousness, Bhagavat, the personality of Godhead, Drishti Gocharaha, range of sight, Atmanam, many different forms, Vyakarot, differentiated, Atma, reservoir, Vishwasya, the would-be entity, Asya, of this, Sisrikshaya, generates the false ego. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, the Mahatmata differentiated itself into many different forms as the reservoir of the would-be entities. The Mahatattva is chiefly in the mode of ignorance and it generates the false ego. It is planetary expansion of the personal Godhead with full consciousness of creative principle and the time for fructification. Now, Mahapurusha is one of the answers of Krishna. And this Mahatattva is one of the answers of Purusha. Ete chams kala pumsah Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mridayante Yuge Yuge. See how difficult it is, right? See how important a man could be. I tell you, I'm talking the plenary portion. Suppose you are a manager in some company and you have been invested some power. So within that power, you can execute the job of the big boss because you have an authority. Or in other simple terms, you got a power of attorney. In simple terms, talking about. So similarly, the Purusha Avastara is the Amsa of Krishna, and this Mahatattva is another Amsa, and he differentiated Satoguna, Rajoguna, and here it is in Mahatattva and in ignorance, and it generates the false ego. And that's what we have come from. False ego. Now, can we give it up? Of course. Maya metam tarandite. How? Kastarati kastarati mayam. Yaha mahanubhavanu sevate. 1. Yaha shanga tyajati. 2. And yaha nirmamo nirhankara bhavati saha tarati saha tarayanti. So simple, yet very, very difficult to maintain and execute. You know why? Because our nature plays a vital role in our life, in our day-to-day activities, and without even thinking of, our nature speaks itself. Because of its experience, because of its habit, so it is very, very difficult. So, yaha mahanubhavan sevate, yaha sangatyajati, yaha nirmamo nirankara bhavati. By these means, one can easily cross over the science. Let's say, Prabhupada says, small purport. The Mahatattva is the medium between pure spirit and material existence. Simple. It is junction of matter and spirit, wherefrom the false ego of the living entity is generated. Lord is not in false ego. Mahatattva generated the false ego, and because we are also gunatmika, the false ego is we inherited the false ego. All living entities are differentiated parts and parcel of the personality of Godhead. Under the pressure of false ego, the conditioned soul, although part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, claims to be enjoyer of the material nature. It's like that. You suppose my skin is fair, and I go and play Holi, and I become all black. So you will see me as a black. You will be recognized as black and laugh at it. But my actual position, if I wash it up, I'll regain my color of my skin. Isn't it? The process is there. But let us say you don't take bath. You remain black for quite some time. Okay? So that's what it is. Now we have the ego. What is the ego? Krishna tapadaso asmi. Krishnam katham shranoti. Krishnam kathayam karoti. This way, this is ego. We should have ego. I am a human being, and I must do devotion service with this ego. But false ego is, I am the best among the lot. Look at it, no? I know so many things. And Prabhu, don't talk to me, you know nothing. I have 40 years of experience. See, this is a false ego. Sometimes you may be telling the truth, but this truth is to demean others. Other day, right? We were saying Satyam Badaha. Many times we'll tell Satya, but it's not very good. Priyam Badaha. So this false ego is which you emphasize upon to propagate your name and fame and to demean others. Prabhupada says, this false ego is the binding force of the material existence. And that's what it is. I keep repeating. If I have to tell a lie, then I'll say, Prabhu, I'm telling a truth. And you know what? You would believe. Because I have taken the name of truth. And if I tell the whole lies, then everything is truth. Generally they say, if a speaker knows he is telling a lie, and if listener knows he is going to hear a lie, then that is not a lie. There is a consent. There is a compromise. I accept your lies. And not only that, I clap. Like swara, ashwaha gayanti, kharaha klapayanti. So, see the lie. You see? Many times, I may tell many lies. But what lies? That is not harming to anybody. I am trying to suppress my weakness. I am trying to suppress that nobody should know how bad I am. And you know how bad I am? Have you ever did? I tell you, you can find out how bad you are. You want to know from me? Okay. Don't take bath for 2 days. And then smell yourself. That much bad you are. Right? We always say, no, I'm good. That much bad we are. We smell. And you know the sadhu, even if they don't bath, days together, they don't smell. Don't believe me? Try it out yourself. So this is Satya. So Prabhupada says, he gives the conditioned soul all facilities for rectifying the activities of the false ego. But he does not interfere with their small independence as a part and parcel of the Lord. See, when I was a boy, I was studying maybe in 5th, 6th, 7th standard. We used to get a maths book. There will be a lot of questions. And at the end of the page, each question's answers are given in itself. Now what do? Before we read the question, before solving it, we go to the back page and see what the answer should be. And for my great intelligence, doesn't matter what formula I've written in the end, I write that answer, what is in the book. And expecting I'll get 100 upon 100 marks because answers were correct. I did not know that my teacher will check the process also. So this kind of cheating, thinking that I should get a good mark. At what cost? I don't care. So Prabhupada says, rectifying the activities of the false ego. And believe it or not, we never try to rectify your false ego. You know why? This false ego tells us, Uchchai Swaraihi, in loud voice, this false ego tells us, you are right, you are not wrong. Let me repeat it again. This false ego tells in our both here in Uchcha Swaraihi, Vijay Madhav, you are right, you are not wrong. So this false ego I have understood as right. And therefore, how can I rectify it if it is right? I can only rectify it if it is wrong. But if it is right, there is no chance that I will rectify it. But if we keep reading Srila Prabhupada, keep reading other Vaishnavas, then we'll come to know we have to rectify this false ego. And false ego is simply I, me and mine, my position. Everything is for my pleasure, my children for my pleasure, my wife and husband for my pleasure, my parents for my pleasure, my car and house for my pleasure. Everything is for my pleasure. Not that I am there to serve them. We don't have that service attitude. Suppose you have gone market to buy something. Generally we don't ask, no? We just pick up, we just buy. Why? I'm the master. I like it. We never say, what do you like? And sometimes, if you ask a child, what do you want? He said, Daddy, bring me chocolate. No, you don't need to have chocolate. You see? Now, we don't serve anybody. Instead, educating them what deficiency we may get in the body if you have chocolate, we simply say no. And the child gets disheartened. And so, child goes behind with the friends, eat the chocolate, and proclaim that he has never tasted the chocolate. We are forcing them to lie to maintain our status, rather telling them what is good, what is bad. My grandson was asking me, Dadu, why they are eating meat? I said, they like it. Dadu, why they like it? No answers. So it's a very simple thing. We don't force the people to tell a lie to us. So again, I'm coming back to the point. Let us rectify our false ego with the right activities. Either false ego or the Maya will tell you, no, don't apologize, you're right, don't apologize. You have done nothing wrong. Because you're such a nice person. You're serving me, you're serving my cause, I'll help you. Don't worry. And that's what it says. If you're telling a lie, you may not remember what you told. So in order to cover the lie, you'll take another lie, another lie, another lie. But this false ego has come from Mahatattva, and we are product of Mahatattva. So it will require a great deal of time to get away, to get the knot of our false ego. Let us generate the pure ego of Krishna. Day in and day night, let us talk about Harikatha, let us discuss Harikatha, let us enlighten one another about Harikatha, let us read more, let us write more, isn't it? Then false ego can go. Sometime, if you feel like to backbite, how to stop it? No, senses will not help to allow you. So immediately when you think like to do something, pick the book, open any page in the book, you start reading. It will save you from backbiting. Even if it is truth. Backbiting does not mean bad always, it could be good. But it is, you are defaming others and create your own fame within your mind, within the false ego. Prabhupada says, but he does not interfere with their small independence as the part and parcel of the Lord. This is the biggest thing of the mercy of the Lord. He says, Yatha ichesi tatha kuru. So dear devotees, thank you very much. I'll come to the conclusion of my talk. So this end, the purport and translation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, text 27 and 28, by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila. Jai Srila Prabhupada.